Good morning everyone, my name is Reza Rad from Radacad and I'm going to show you how to use Power BI and DAX to do a really simple customer retention but very effective. We will be using time intelligence functions in DAX and we will be using what if parameters to give the user the ability to choose the period that they want, and based on that period then they can find out who is new customer, who is a customer which is lost, and what are our ongoing customers. Let's check it out. Okay, here I have a model with two tables, very simple model coming from AdventureWorks example, which I usually use. And you can see here that I have one sales table. This is my sales table related to my customer table through a customer key. Very simple relationship. Now I want to do customer retention, or let's say finding out lost customers and new customers through this. So one of the ways that I start doing it is usually with having a table, having list of customer names over here, because I want to see which exact customer is new customer or lost customer. I also bring the sales amount field over here to see how much revenue I got for each customer. Now this is the total revenue of each customer. This shows how much revenue each customer had through the entire period. Now I want to see how much was, let's say, their sales or their revenue from the sales for each customer, let's say in the last 6 months. To do that, I can create a new measure. So I'll create a new measure over here. Let me also enable my zooming tool. Okay, so I create a new measure. I call this sales last period, and I'm going to calculate the last 6 months sales. One of the ways that I can do this calculation is using calculate expression. Calculate is a function that you specify the expression that you want to calculate. My expression is sum of sales amount. And the filter, you specify the filter as well. I want this sum of sales to be calculated only, let's say, in the last 6 months. So one of the ways to do this calculation is a function called dates in period. It's a very useful function. I can say, give me the last 6 months, give me the last month, give me the last year. So I'll say dates in period. Dates in period, similar to many time intelligence function, asks for a date field. And this date field can come from your date table. Now in this example, I'm using the default date dimension of Power BI. If you don't know what the default dimension is, just check out my blog post about difference between the default date dimension and the custom date dimension. I have a date field called order date, and because it is a default date dimension, at the end of that I type .date. It is quite important that you choose that .date. That means now we are dealing with a date field. If you use your own custom date field, then you don't need that .date. The start date. So I want to get, let's say, 6 months from the latest date that I have. To find out the start date, I get the latest date that I have, because then I go back in the period of time. So I use last date. Last date is like max in the date type calculation. So last date of the same date field, which is order date. This means give me the latest date. And then from that latest date, let's say I want to go 6 months back, which would be -6. That is the number of intervals. And then the period or interval is months. You can also go by day, quarter, and year as well. In this example, I would do that by month. Okay, that's dates in period, and I close my calculate expression as well. So altogether, this calculation will give me some of the sales in the last 6 month period. So let's check it out now how this looks like. I'll bring it over here, and you can see that in the last 6 months, we don't have sales for every single client. We have sales for some of the clients, like these, Aaron Henderson, or Aaron Sharma, but we don't have for every other clients. That is because those clients didn't had any sales transaction. And in our, let's say, definition of the lost customer, those are clients that has been lost in the last 6 month period. Now, if I change that period to be something like 12 months, those customers, I may have less lost customers. So now I'll create another measure to give me the fact that is this a lost customer or not. So I'll call this lost customers. Now that we have the sales last period calculation, calculating is this a lost customer or not is very simple. I just use an if statement and I say if sales last period. Usually it's not a good idea to have table names at the beginning of measure names. Table names at the beginning of calculated columns or columns is good to have, but table name at the beginning of measure names is not a good idea, so I'll remove that. So if I have sales last period, if it is not blank, when I just specify that measure name, it means if it is not blank, then this client is not a lost client, so 0. But if it is blank, it is a lost client, 1. Lost customer means that 1. So then I'll bring that here as well. So you can see in this period that I selected, all of these clients are lost except Aaron Henderson and few others, right? I can also use kind of the same approach to create a new calculation for new clients. So I would call this new customers. For finding out new customers is also quite easy. If the sales in the last period is exactly matching the sales, the total sales that client has, that means this client is a new client. All of the sales for this client came in the last period. So I put another if statement. So if sales last period, again, I'm going to delete the table name. If that is equal to total sales amount, which in this case is just sum of sales amount for that client. If that is true, then it is a new client, customer. Otherwise, it's not. So that would be the calculation for me to get the new customers. So now I'll bring that over here. New customer. And it shows that none of these are new customers. This record, Aaron Henderson, is a new customer because the sales in the last 6 months was $27.28 and the total sales is that much as well. But this client, for example, Aaron Sharma, this is not a lost customer. It is not a new customer as well because the total sales for this client was $87, but only in the last 6 months he only had the sales of $37. So this is a continuing client. You can also have another measure here showing that this is an ongoing client, your best type of customers, let's say. Okay, now that we've done this new customers, lost customer, let's say customer retention, our next approach is to make it more parametric because when you do this calculation and publish it for your users, they will come after 5 seconds to you and they would say, okay, this calculation that you created is great, but I want to see it in the last 12 months. Then you come here in the sales last period and you change this value to be -12. And then publish it and share with them. Then they come again and say, I want to see it in the last 3 months. And you come here and change it to -3, right? This is something that you have to make it parametric if you want to have a real world scenario customer retention. To do that scenario parametric, I'm going to use a what if parameter. So in the modeling tab, I'm going to create a new what if parameter. This is usually very useful for these kind of scenarios that you want to make your DAX expression parametric by the user selection. I'm going to call this parameter period. And I'm going to put the minimum of 6, let's say between 6 months and 36 months. You can choose whatever you want. Add 1 month at a time. And the default, let's say, is 6 months. And the data type is all number. So you just specify the period you want, the increment, and this option is by default selected, add a slicer to this page. So when I click on OK, this will add a slicer on the page, exactly as we mentioned, and it will also create a new table. That is the whole thing about this what if parameters. This table has a period column and a period value measure, which exactly show us how what is the selected period over here. So if I bring that period value in a card visual just to show you what it looks like, and now if I change that period, you can see this shows me what is the period selected. Like I want to see the last 9 months, so this shows me 9, or 17 months, this shows me 17. This calculation is not still affected by that, so I'm going to change that as well. But from this slicer, we just wanted to find out what is the value selected. This is the value selected. Now we are going to use that inside the sales last period calculation with just using this period value measure. So in the sales last period, here instead of saying -6, because this is a negative value, the value in the period is a positive value, I'm going to put -1 multiply selected period or period value, right? Again, you don't need to have the table name at the beginning of that. So whatever that period value selected is, like 17, multiply -1, that means -17. We could have make that slicer also to be a negative value, but that is probably more, let's say, user-friendly to show it this way. Now I'm looking at the last 17 months of the sales, and you can see I do not have that much lost customers in the last 17 months. Aaron Kumar in this example is a lost customer, or Abby Kovar. If I change that period and make it even bigger, then I have even fewer lost customers. If I make that period less, I have more lost customers. So you can, as a user, you have the option to play with this and see how many new customers and clients you have, how many lost customers you have. It's a customer retention simple scenario implemented by Power BI and DAX. As you just have seen, using Power BI for customer retention is a really simple approach, and the whole logic is behind using time intelligence calculation. There are other ways of doing customer retention as well, but this method you've seen time intelligence calculation, and I've used the default date dimension. You can use your own custom date dimension. There is only a little bit of piece that you need to change. And this customer retention is using what if parameters as well. If you like this video, go and give a thumbs up, and go ahead and subscribe to our video channel to hear more about Power BI and learn Power BI much better.